This is the Bar Steward's Enquiry.
Right? You're talking absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
In what way?
You were an underachiever in life. I saved your bacon one time. You were gone.
You handled that well. I couldn't save you. But you did the right thing.
But that's why you don't know anything about racing, John.
I didn't say I do.
Right?
I'm saying that...
What have you contributed to racing? You're one of these take-out merchants. Take out all you can.
Hello, and a big warm welcome. Yes, it's the Arc Weekend Tipping Show podcast. We're hoping to cover ourselves in glory tonight, and it's a skeleton crew. Young Jack is in Longchamp with the Fillies. So unfortunately, Jack can't be on the show. Andy's also away, and Quentin is unavailable. So that leaves myself, John Lang, and Nick Davis to go through the best of this weekend's action and come up with some corking bets on what is a tricky weekend, Jack.
Yes, indeed. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you, Nicholas and John also. The onions round the neck, the blue and white hoopla shirt with a beret. That's the spirit for this
Checking
weekend.
your close friend.
Yeah, or a work colleague, maybe. It's a bit disappointing this weekend because I always associate Arc Weekend with the Cesarovic, but obviously the Cesarovic is next weekend.
It used to be the Cambridgeshire, didn't it?
Yeah.
Then
it changed to the Cesarovic, and now it's the
Redcar.
Sun Chariot. Yeah. Yeah, they're sending Leona Mare for the one race up there at the 320. I bet. She can have a go. It's still, ladies. On to tomorrow. We've got a lot of action to go through, a lot of TV action and Longchamp, of course. But before that, let's go through our best bets. This is where we list 3 best bets of the weekend, whether John's going to Gowran Park or Wolverhampton for the night meeting.
More or less decent.
Yeah. Go on, then you can start us off with your one pointer, John.
I wasn't expecting that, of course. Anyway, not to worry. Let's go with the one pointer. And the one pointer is in the Sun Chariot, Newmarket, and that is Fallen Angel, who I think will be perfectly all right, whatever the ground. She hasn't had an overly busy season. And for me, she's just about in the best form she's been in all year, really. I thought last time was a tremendous effort. I can't really say a problem with this race, to be honest. I think it's fairly straightforward. With the Strange not running in the arc, I wouldn't mind saying stick Danny Tudor up on her, but I'm not that bothered, really. I just think she's got an outstanding chance, and I think she's worth 1 point of anybody's money.
Okay, yeah, 9-4 generally available. Was available at 11-4, which was extremely generous, I thought, yesterday. But the Vultures have been in and knocked it into 9-4. So John kicks us off with Fallen Angel in the big one tomorrow at HQ, with, of course, the wind rattling behind. And we know what Burke and the Doyle like to do.
I think she's bidding to become the first favourite to win a Fillies Route 1 this season, isn't she? Something like that.
But probably the way things are going, Newcastle at the moment, where that's riding, you'd be looking to get any fab winning. Dreadful course. Nick, coming to you for your one pointer.
Well, we're going to the big race of the weekend, which is the Mast Fabrications and Engineering Straight Mile Series Final Handicap at Redcar. Won by such great stalwarts in the way as Kiwi Bay and Joburg when Julian Wilson was doing the placing.
Oh, yeah.
What? Yeah, great times, eh? I'm going with this. There's a caveat. I don't think they'll run it if it's too soft. I'm going with the top weight rhythm master for Jerry Harker, and he's booked Warren Fenton. I don't think he's ridden for him before. Now, this one has been in fine form up to the last time, where he's tried over 10 furlongs. Now, I knew a couple of trainers used to try this trick, race it over a distance further than himself, their optimum distance, and then drop back for the main target. And to be fair, this is a fairly uninspiring straight mile Ferry Series handicap. I mean, you've got a couple in there. He's been in much better company this season than most of these lot put together. It's a very uninspiring lot. You've got a few of Easterbees there. One will be punted and 3 will be stopped, and a couple of O'Mearas, but it doesn't look an overly inspiring straight mile final series handicap, and I'm hoping that with the claim taking him off, and Fenton's well worth the claim, taking him down to and Mark. That will be enough to win here, but I think he'll pull him out if he gets really soft.
Redcar, of course, had a little bit of rain today. Not sure how that will affect things. They're already saying good to soft. Rhythm Master 8-1, Bet365, and 7-1. William Hill at the moment. If you are playing Rhythm Master for the James Horton gang. Oh no, it's not. Of course, you just said it's Jeffrey Archer.
Yeah,
James Horton did have that
He
though,
did.
John, didn't he? Right, that's it. So I'm not going
Yeah.
mad, at least, just slightly off kilter. Right, good stuff, Nick. Me, I'm going to Longchamps tomorrow.
Good lad.
We're going to have a little go on the Prix dollar and 1 point win. That's in the 435 there at Longchamp tomorrow. Bay City Roller, the George Scott runner. Very impressed with this one last time. Bombed out at York, but missed the kick and couldn't win after that. Before that, ran second to Darries, which is in the Arc, of course, and was second behind Cauliflower at Longchamp next time. And that horse also coincidentally goes for the Arc on Sunday. So this would be an easier task than trying to beat Cauliflower. And I think he's the right one at the top of the market. And I think there's a bit of juice in it, 7-2. I'd be a little bit shorter than that, probably around the 5-2 mark for Bay City Roller. I think he's got that where he wants it now, George Scott. I think it's improving and improving. It's going to do even better next year, I think, if it's still in this country. But yeah, Bay City
This
Roller
could be
for me.
Stab on soft ground as well, and Scott's absolutely adamant he's gagging for that ground.
Yeah, it's not going to be riding quick because it's raining in Longchamp currently. Even for sort of drying ground, it'll ride on the easy side of good. It should ride pretty good. Pretty confident for George Scott to get a Group 2 under his belt with Bay City Roller. Right, that's round one. As I'm on a roll, I'll swing it back round to me then for round two, and I'm off to the Lurple, which is the big 2-year-old race of the day at Redcar. 2-year-old trophy. Song of the Clyde is Fav. I think Thick Dave's been thick here and made a mistake. Thick Dave has not chosen Argentine Tango, but I think, John, that'd be down to the weight, wouldn't it? Because I don't think Thick Dave can do 8-3.
He's a little bit thicker around the middle for that, I think.
Yeah, I'm just seeing what Dave Allen's lowest weight in the last 12 months is 8-9. So that's your answer. So if you're wondering why Thick Dave is not on Argentine Tango, and I think that's helped the price with Frog Eyes on, because people think, well, Dave's chosen other one. 9-1 general risk for Argentine Tango. And Tim's won it 4 times. I think this is a hardy 2-year-old. She's not got any pretensions to probably be 3 or 4-year-old. I think this is her now. She ran a belter at Ayr behind Catching the Moon when she's on the wrong part of the track last time. Doncaster the time before that was very stiff company. I think it was a Flying Childers over the 5. And then time before that, she was 6th in a Lowther, not disgraced. She gets nearly a stone off Song of the Clyde. I don't think if she turns up on the day, that can give her a stone. So I am very confident that is a good call. And because of the heavy crosswind at Redcar tomorrow, 30 mile an hour with 40 mile an hour gusts going right across the track, the usual low numbers are going to get that straight at them. A bit towards the middle, towards stand side, might play out tomorrow just for a change because of that rare wind that usually doesn't blow that way. It usually either blows in the faces at Redcar or sometimes swivels to behind as a southerly. I'm all over Argentine Tango. 2 points on the nose. Everything in her favour, and I expect a huge run to make it 5 wins in the race for Happy Tim.
And that'll
John.
make him happy. I'm off to Longchamp, Paris on Sunday. My first one is in the Prix Marcel Boussac. Now, I think Marcel Boussac was the local butcher in Paris. So he used to do farce airlines for 10 francs back in the day. And they were going to name the race after him. It's very good news. Côte de Boeuf, in fact.
10 francs. Bloody hell.
Back in the day, Nick, they'd only just invented money. To business, the Marcel Boussac, my fancy is the slightly lighter race of the two Worthimer horses. That is Ozone. But I think she's far more likely to relish the conditions than the owner's other one. I think they're both on the up. I think there's quite a lot of exposed ramble in this race. Not as bad as the following race, but pretty bad. The Boussac used to be a bloody good Guineas trail, I always used to think, but I think it's more of a now race these days. I think this one's just peaking at the right time, and I think we'll see the very best of this filly in the conditions on Sunday. So I'm very hopeful. I'm going 2 points win.
2 points win, Ozone, and that is available at 8-1 general price. Nice second choice. 9-1 and 8-1 to start round 2. So things are getting a little bit better. Nick, can you add to the good start to this round?
Right, anyway, I saw two very good Prix Marcel Boussac winners in Miesque and Salsaville live.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago. Anyway, we're going on to the last at Ascot tomorrow. We're going to go for 1 point each weight, Silky Wilkie. 2 runs ago, Portland over 5.5. This run only beaten a couple of lengths by Al because it's gone out won a Shanty since. Rousing Encore's won from that race as well. So I think that it's a good line of form, and I think this is the first time Silky Wilkie's been back to 5 furlongs for ages. You can forgive last time out, and I think they'll get it. It's got pace around it with Cannon's House and Jordan's Electrics. At the top of the market, King of Light won a draw bias place 10.987 at Haydock last week, so that may be misleading form. And there's been a couple of runs to show Silky Wilkies that can run to this mark. And the added thing that hasn't been over 5 furlongs for absolutely ages now, despite most of the wins coming at it. So, base wins coming at it. So, 1 point each way, Silky Wilkie, I think it's 10s.
Yeah, it's 10s. There is 12s with Denise. So if you're lucky enough to have the old Stoke-on-Trent account, you can avail yourself of 12s. Are you on the nose, Nick, or did you say each way?
Oh, each way. I think there's a few in there. I mean, Rosario could run on very, very late, but didn't get there last time. But it could run, 1 point each way, just save your stake.
Good stuff. Nice round. 9s, 8s, and 12s on round 2. Only need one of those to cop, and we're in clover. Nick, you can start us off then with the max bets for the weekend.
Comes at Longchamp on Sunday in the Prix l'Abbaye. Now, he's saying, what are you doing having a bet in the sprints when they're wide open? The sprints are so wide open, they've been decided by elements apart from ability. At the height of the market, you've got a horse that's won a fast ground Nunthorpe, which doesn't seem to be that well working out. You've had the Haydock decided by draw. And where else would you want to be from one of the biggest draw biases in the world, that Longchamp on a Sunday? You want to be low. What I'm doing is I'm splitting my stakes. I'm going to back Frost at Dawn from stall 4, and from stall 1, I'm going to back Montiel. Both of these act on the ground. There was an article, I think, by Simon Rones that shows you that when it gets, especially if it gets soft, it's just out of this world, the draw bias there. And these two are about 7s and 12s. I can't see that lasting to the weekend. As I said, there's no outstanding sprinter. It can be won by anyone, but there's a big bias towards these two. They both go on the going. The favourite that would like it really, really good. He's drawn in 3. And there's Ponteros, who are slinging some forecasts, drawn in 2. So these from stalls 1 and 4, 2 points win Montiel, 1 point win Frost at Dawn.
Good stuff. So I'm disappointed there were no mention there from Abbey King Tom Eves on Ain't Nobody. This lad can ride in this race. He knows what he's doing.
Going for his 9s, Abbey, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that. This is his race. It won't be the Abbey we had Tom Eves in it. So Ain't Nobody at 40s, I thought looked interesting. But good start to the round, Nick. Like you're thinking. Favourite's drawn a nice peg as well in 3. She's done well with that draw. We'll come on to that race in a bit, though. I'll continue the round with my 3-pointer. And, of course, it's a Claxon with Mr. Leng this week. Fallen Angel in the Sun Chariot is my 3-pointer in the 240 there on Saturday. I do feel for everything John said about the she's not been overfaced or she hadn't had a tough campaign this year. She's only just come to hand for me as well. Being a late Ascot, she was disappointing. And I think throughout this summer, autumn, winning the Matron last time, I think he's top class form. And I also think that with the prevailing conditions tomorrow, and I do urge punters to check the wind. As it stands, it's a crosswind at Redcar, it's a tailwind at Newmarket, it's a headwind at Ascot. Particularly on the straight course at Ascot, you want some cover, ideally. I'm not saying you can't win without cover. There's always one that manages to win without cover sometimes, but generally you need to be held up at Ascot tomorrow. And in terms of Newmarket, Carl Burke just gets on with it. With a lot of his runners, it's like a higher class of kilt. He just goes forward or sits second, and then there's no excuses. If only way you get beat is if horse has got bellyache. And I think the Cinderella one, they'll be fanning about with that, like settling it and getting it to sit in about mid-div. And I just think if this is out and away and gone and kicks clear down dip, it's good night. And I think 9-4, like John says, is for a fav, it's worth supporting. So that's why I'm big on it, because I think she'll win. So Claxon, John, finish the round off for us.
The 3-pointer from myself is in the Jean-Luc Lagardere.
Ah.
Jean-Luc used to run a knocking shop on the Bois de Bois. And apparently you can get 4 sirloins, 4 hookers, and all the cork you could manage for a mere 11 francs.
Yeah, and air
yeah,
was Christine part of the deal?
Of course, yeah.
Oh,
Christine
right.
Lagarde, yeah.
So they named the race after him in the typical French spirit of doing things. And here we are. This is fairly straightforward. Rafe has just come along nicely up to this level without managing to lose as well, which is always a bonus. I think this step up in class is something he's just going to take in his stride, to be honest, because this race is full of exposed wankers, really. There's not a lot in here that you'd want to be with. I mean, the Rooney horse that won that 4-way war of attrition at Sandown. They can't all be good, can they, when there's 4 you can chuck a blanket over like that.
No, I know what you're saying, John, with that. It's something I don't usually like, but yeah.
It's shitting stuff. And as for Aidan, well, he just seems to have lost the plot with that one he's running there. I think he's having his 32nd run of the season or something. It's ridiculous.
And John, since June.
Yeah.
It's his 7th start since June. It's like, it's another one of them throwaways, isn't it?
One of them ones, he looks as though he's trying to kill it. I just can't find any opposition to this. And I think the price is ridiculous around the 11-4.
It's 11-4 across the board. No problem taking that.
I honestly think this shits up. I really do.
That's what we like in 3-point round.
I feel as I've looked at this from all angles and I literally cannot see a problem.
What do we feel then between 3 of us? Let's give like a really good patent. We'll stick 2 bankers in, which I'm going to go with Fallen Angel and Rafe. Right.
That'll do, yeah.
Nick, including ours if you want to, or one of your own.
Yeah, I'll include yours. I mean, mine are sort of about 10-1 shots, aren't they?
In a patent, it's nice to have a bigger price one, isn't it, to boost the returns. So,
well, I'll have Silky Wilkie in mind then.
Do a flimping each way, Rave, Fallen Angel, and Silky Wilkie. That's the bar steward's advice of the weekend. A flimpers bet. We have 3 seconds, which we usually do. You're going to get, at least you're going to make money on the bet. That's the way forward. Do you like that bet, John? I like that bet.
That sounds all right. I might have that myself, actually.
Yeah, little each way patent, them 3. Yeah. Solid, as they say. Hope you enjoyed that part, by the way. I know some of you just listen to the best bets, so if you're leaving us now, thank you for listening. On to the TV of action, and it's an absolute bonanza this weekend. It's strangely though. Do you remember the days, Nick, John, when Channel 4 used to cover Saturday's Longchamp, didn't they?
Yeah. It's
quite disappointing that.
They haven't got the Abbey on Sunday, have they? They've been that off.
Oh wow, yeah, of course.
Yeah, the first race on the telly is the Ark, for God's sake.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
the long Prix and the Foret.
Channel 4's coverage at ARC meeting were like something else. It did stick Leslie in Newmarket studio
Yeah.
and maybe Jimbo with her.
Yeah. You couldn't send him to France, could you?
No. And at Longchamps, you've got Tomo, Big Mac,
GG for the commentary.
GD, Alistair Down.
Yeah. Broth
And-
straight from the crypt.
Yeah, maybe Frankham, maybe if you fancied it.
There may be ship broth over in his coffin, you know. like you know how they used to transport Dracula?
Yeah, on ship and like to Whitby Abbey.
Yeah. Creepy old bloke watching over him with robes and hood.
Straight across Channel and then like down Seine or something.
Yeah.
Into Paris.
On a black barge.
Oh, we're rotters. Longchamp. The Cadran only had 3 entries earlier in the week. And I find it interesting now that a few have supplemented to knock it up to 8.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so I can tell you that the 3 original entrants were Coltrane of Andrew Balding,
Boring.
Someway of David Menuzier,
Boring.
Al Sakib of Andrew Balding.
Boring again.
Oh, Brian didn't have trash canning. He usually does.
They very don't fancy a trip to France this year.
No, so it's interesting if you fancy Caballo de Mar, the George Scots, because that's an afterthought clearly from them. When obviously this isn't the plan, having run 2 weeks ago. Aidan O'Brien's another one that he's trying to kill. Queenstown ran 6 days ago, and he's got that in.
She's in the sales. He's running all the condition off her.
Yeah, he even.
Oh,
he's had his bollocks off, but he's Queenstown. I know the word Queen.
What a shit name, Mrs. Magna. Get your finger out.
Do you think Alsakib gets this trip?
Nah.
Not too far, no. Sunway just keeps going because he's got no gears at all. He just gallops.
He's probably an outside bet for the 28 Nash, isn't he?
I bet old Augustus Glue had high hopes for Sunway at one point because...
Oh, yeah, because he kept going up that hill at Pulborough.
It wasn't the St. Cloud race, didn't it? But it were in bog deep ground.
Probably the only one who's got that can get on top of that fucking gallop, you know.
It'll keep going. He got beat 31 lengths in its last race, so...
Yeah, I mean, you wish it just kept going and fuck off, don't you, really?
Never to return.
Yeah.
Bay City Roller, John. I think it's all you like, from
really
memory. Yeah. Do you like him as sort of next year as well? Like in terms of...
I think he'll emulate the other one that he's got that won in Dubai and all over the shop last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one that won the Hardwick as well. And I can't remember its name.
Yeah, I know which one you mean, but I've forgotten the name as well.
Yeah. The listeners will know what they are.
Yeah, listeners know more than we do, so there you go. On to some more simplistic tasks for us anyway. It's the TV races at HQ, Ascot, and of course, finishing off with the Lurkle. They're not even showing the fucking Gisborough now, John, at the Lurkle. It's a disgrace.
That is a disgrace because that's the only bit of publicity that Gisborough gets all year.
I imagine Volterra will be very short.
No, I don't think it is. We'll come on to that in a bit, Nick. The 1:30 at Newmarket's just up your alley. It's a Premier Fillies handicap.
Oh.
Just up your alley, Nick. It's the type of race that, in fact, on Patreon we do Edge and Early Bird. But in 2 years, you've only tipped a filly at once, I think.
Have I? I can't even remember tipping one.
Yeah, you have, because I couldn't believe it. Like I thought he's
tipped a
filly. No, and that's why. I'm thinking he's ill. He's definitely ill. He's tipped a filly. Anyway, so Nick, I'm gonna square you out on this one because I know you.
Well, I just think Wonder Star might get the Haggis one might get sold up front, but you don't know. The top one's obviously been a bit sort of infirm as it's only been out 6 times in its life. And there's another 147th year gap, but yeah, I you leave me out, yeah.
So obviously we talk about pace, and Newmarket's going to play host to the front end, and possibly Nick as well. And I think you'll agree with this on me. You were the one that was shouting low numbers for the last meeting, and you were proved very correct. I think that could be the case again. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think it could be low numbers tomorrow. In fact, would have been my best bet, and we'll come on to the next race in the 2-year-old race. But you'll know.
I'm just saying North Star stall 1. It has got Nicola Curry, but you can't have it all. It bombs off in front. You'll get maybe 3 or 4 points out of that, probably. I think at the prices, I think it's about a 12-1 shot. John loves a 3 or 4 point to know. I think that's the one tomorrow, John, in terms of carving some money out of the race. Any thoughts from yourself on the race? Anything you've got your eye on?
Fillies handicap, head to the bar.
Right, 205. It's the big...
The fancy horse in there that'll run to 12.
That's it, right? The thing with Fillies, and I've always said this, I've tried to look it up on statistics to find anomalies. Never seems to work. Market seems to be pretty the same with anything, but I always think they've got like a 30, 40 pound range, haven't they, on how they run?
Yeah.
And this is bore out because you get 85, 80 horses, Fillies, that end up like placing in Group 3s, and how can you do that and then get beat off 79 in an handicap?
Because all the 100 and odd rated ones that run in that particular Group 3 are probably run to 17.
Yeah.
Usually what happens. It's just a desperate betting medium, really.
Absolutely. Coming on then to the 205, I've got a feeling Davis is going to say with the win behind. Another one for Carl Burke, Nick.
Well, it could be one for Carl Burke. I mean, I got it the wrong way around at first when I look at the wind, I thought it was against. I really like the Bossy horse from Yarmouth. I thought it travelled like a dream in behind them, went to the front, didn't know really what to do, was given a couple of taps and went a couple clear. Now, 2nd, 3rd and 4th have won. The 7th has come 2nd. The 3rd one, a handicap of 79 by 7 lengths, is now 87. If the Burks one's rated 92, and this one's come on, there might not be a lot between them. I just really like the way on debut that it travelled, and it despite being a bit green looking around, it won easily, and it didn't look a bad break for its grade.
For what it's worth,
it's drawn right near the favourite, so we'll see if the favourite's good enough. We'll see if this one can pick it up.
For what it's worth, I agree. Very impressed with this on debut. He doesn't have many first-time out winners, does Marco from Trapuya. I think this one has got a lot of improvement in it. Could still be anything, that. John?
I can't add anything to that. You've more or less said everything I wanted to say.
It's good enough for us, then. We can move on swiftly. The 240 Sun Chariot Stakes. The Group 1 for Fillies and Mares. Obviously, me and John, this is Claxon race. We've said enough, me and John, on this. We've summed it up to a T. It's a Fillies race. What are you saying, Nicholas Davis?
I'm saying that there might be a little bit of a price disparity between Fallen Angel and Cathedral. I thought it was a really good run behind Fallen Angel, and it was less than 2 lengths behind. I think there's a price disparity. I think if you're backing Fallen Angel, if you're having £100 on it, have a tenner on Cathedral just to save you crying.
Yeah, and of course, Cathedral, like any cut in the ground, she definitely likes just getting her feet in. I have been a bit disappointed with her, though, since I know what you're saying about the last run, not being far.
Yeah, this is one of those things, races you can fall into. I mean, she acts on the course as well. She's been beaten up the length in a group race, but yeah, she is disappointing. But it could be one of these, the Autumn and Fillies and 20-1.
Yeah,
if I was having a lot of money on Fallen Angel, I'd be sick if I lost on the race of that one.
Also, a special mention for Lady of Spain because this filly, like unbeaten, 5 from 5, as one of the toughest fillies I've ever seen. I've seen some tough ones, but this one bites. Eddie Earn should be signing this one up for some bouts in Newmarket because she ain't losing to anybody. She just absolutely. If they come to her, she goes again, and if they come to her again, she goes again.
She gets some tough fillies at Warrenby Club on a Friday night.
With anchors on arm.
When the bingo finished, they were out in the car park scrapping like hell.
Was this your modus operandi in your courting days, John, then? Outside the bingo hall?
Pick up the one that got laid out. Yeah, of course.
John used to do meat raffle there, and always his mate seemed to win it. I don't know how.
There was always all in box. An extra sausage.
Life in a northern town, eh?
Aye.
That sort of sums up HQ. Just the three there they can be bothered with. They seem to be focusing on Ascot for their Saturday TV action, and that's where we head now to the 1:15 race there, the October Stakes for fillies and
Fucking
mares.
no, just no.
I tell you what, if you want the hard of hard races, this would be it, I think. I looked at this about 4 times, and that's stupidly. I come on a different horse 4 different times. So it's a line through it for me. I'm sorry. There's no point me saying anything if I do things like that and come up with 4 different things. So not for me, John. Yourself?
Well, I can give the listeners a token selection here.
Go on.
And it's our old friend the shirt down at the bottom horse, Nadra. This hasn't been the soundest, but excels on soft ground. Them conditions are absolutely perfect at Ascot. And I think the draw's probably okay as well, looking at where they came today up the straight course. I think this one, because really she's kind of job done. She's a winner. They can send her to the paddocks, and she's all right. She's got a decent rating. This will just put a bit of jam on the scone, getting a bit of black tape here. I think she'll be ridden to get black tape. I think she'll finish her race off nicely, and she might just bag it.
That run in the Nell Gwyn, there was plenty of promise there in that Nell Gwyn. She's obviously had issues and not really been at her best.
No, I think she's half a triple way, to be honest.
Yeah.
This round will help her.
No, that's good. And of course, she takes a grip, so she's going to get some good old cover, which is what you need at Ascot tomorrow in your races. Make sure you get some cover. That's more important than anything else, I think, there tomorrow.
Even more important than oxygen.
Yeah, it is. Because there'll be races where you can't breathe tomorrow anyway. After you've bet. 150 Ascot, it's the Rous Stakes. Always like betting the winner of this. I don't know why. Bit of a nostalgia for the race. I used to like an improving 3-year-old in this.
I used to like it when it was the Cellar at
Rous Cellar.
Yeah.
They even moved that from Ebo meeting, didn't they?
Yeah.
Disgusting. You always get one of Sutcliffe's or Snowy Wainwright. Oh, yeah. Wainwright's there, didn't you? I remember that meeting, yeah.
Oh, tremendous. I've been there many a time when they're up to 40,000 bidding in the cellar for the winner. Good old days. So Candy fits that profile, having won the Silver Cup. Very fast time.
I fancy Candy.
I always look for an improving 3-year-old, John. That's my modus on the race. I always look at the 3-year-olds because I think this is the time of the year when they catch up sprinting wise with the elders. And
he's done very well physically this horse this year as well, I think.
Yeah.
Really thickened up as he's gone on, And
the thing I've got about this race is that most of the front of the market like to go forward. Beautiful Diamond, Candy, and Chagrin like to go forward.
There you go, then.
This makes the racing to me. I might play a few cool forecasts on Cover Up. Wolverhampton, that was drawn really, drifted like a barge last time. I know it's got a lot of fine. Drifted like a barge. Loves it here. Drifted like a barge. It was drawn 2 in a race at Haydock when it was 10-9-8 and something like that. And drifted and no chance from his draw. Maybe Kurdos. I just might have hoping something silly to happen in the race. But I'd really like Candy. I wanted to back Candy, but with that set up,
that's why I've left the race, because I urge punters to take this into account tomorrow, because if you don't, you're going to be like cursed when you got no cover, and it's a bit of a minefield when it's like this sometimes when you've got extra variables into your bets. So I agree, Nick, totally. Next race, 225, Cumberland Lodge, Group 3 affair. 9-year-old Hamish heads the market at 7-4. Again,
it's just indicative of where we're at.
This is a race again where I do like a 3-year-old. I did really well one year out with a filly of the Kilt. Yeah. Going back some now, I don't know if any of you remember it. Filly, a very good mare of his called Kind Regards. No. No, she was good. I backed her at Beverley, I think, off about 78. And he'd been running her at 7 and a mile. She stepped up to 10. And I thought, you can have the absolute lot on her. She'll piss up. She's busted him for 10 plus. And then she couldn't stop. She just won throughout the rest of the season and won this. So again, it's another race of nostalgia.
Deirdre looked surprised.
Deirdre. I don't know who was representing that day. The old oak tree was there in the paddock, I missed that big oak tree. Ruined it again. It's just nostalgic for me. So I like backing the winner of this if I can. Al Kareem, Tattersalls boots. And if again, gun to head, and if someone's, shoving me down a pit, like Joe Pesci in Casino.
Wasn't this part of the Magnificent Seven back in the day?
It could have been.
I think it was. I think this was the first race on Frankie's big day.
They've messed about with it. They've had it on a Sunday before. Right, they raced on a Sunday once. I think they had Ascot Saturday and Sunday.
It's been everywhere barring Christmas Day, this fucking race.
Anyway, tenability. Yvonne Jakes, Frankel Gelding. He's massively on the up, and that's where my pennies would be, because I think some of these older lads, John, might be a little bit bored now. Long seasons, etc. John and Nick, views?
I'd just take Hamish because it'll just piss everybody off, won't it?
Yeah, you keep looking for things. Oh, it can't keep winning, and quality must be good. These Group 3s and things that they're just merge into one, don't they?
As the overall quality is going down,
yeah,
it's not beyond the bounds of possibility that 15-year-old Hamish returns here.
Yeah.
And he's still 13-8 to win the fucking day.
Yeah.
That's how bad things could get.
Nick?
No, I'm not having a bet about him. As I said, you keep trying to get Hamish beat, and he keeps on winning still. So, yeah, if you forced me, if you gave me a tenner out of the back, something, yeah.
I've got a question for you in the next. This is the Bengough Stakes, the Group 3 over 6 furlongs, sponsored by John Guest Racing, who owns horses with George Margerson in the white silks with the blue sash around the middle.
And no runner.
Gorgeous George has let him down this year. But I think George has had some bit of illness problems, so I'm not going to take the piss out of that. Obviously, Mad Rosie's running the yard, John, and
Hey.
I'm going to ask Nick a question.
Yes.
Elbon Jednik, does this go on the ground, in your opinion?
I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be sort of optimum, and B, I think he's won. I think he's won mostly on flatter tracks like York, isn't he? He's most of his wins. If you look at it, York, Windsor, Haydock. Never won.
Fair point.
Never won at a stiff track to me.
Did win at Leafy though, but that was only his maiden. Well, he couldn't. Won anyway.
It can't be called stiff, can it?
Not really.
No.
Well, no. But Haydock, Windsor, and York 3 times, I think, tells a story there. So
that pointed out. That I like with softer going. This is I'll tell you one I did think was came back. And it's a big price, but the trouble is, it's a filly, and a pay filly at that. It's Jabara. I thought would have been suited. The gets to pieces first time, and it's back to 6. I thought that come through, it handled the ground okay at Doncaster, but she didn't see it out. I didn't think. But
no.
If I wanted a bet in the race, I'd probably shoot myself first. But
I think Jabara's always been a bit of a cunt. Anath, I'm not so sure that's in the right position on the track. Quinault, everyone might be over that on soft ground, but again, that's going to go blast off. That's going to be disadvantaged, surely. I mean, is Paul Mulrennan going to be shrewd enough to track Quinault on Apollo 1 and just sitting behind it, Nick, getting the tur?
That'll be the pace of the race with Quinault and thing. If you're in between them, because Run by Run will probably be near there as well. That'll be the pace of it. I mean, the trouble is what you're going to think, what you're going to come from behind. This could be a right sort of turn up.
Yeah, I think it's one to bet in money. You see how fast they're going, and you have a look at the back.
But again, that's the tic-tac. You can't bet the front end tomorrow at any point. And I'm not, again, I'm not saying that one won't end up making money. I think one did today. One managed it
Yeah.
on straight course today. As a rule of thumb, nearly everything else come from cover and
You're
from the
making
back.
it hard for yourself, aren't you?
Well,
we're
you
not,
just
we're not here to make it hard for folks. We're here to make it dead fucking easy. So you just toddle along, decide how much you want to win, and pick your money up Monday morning.
exactly that. So again, keep these tactics in mind, folks. Like look at your bets that you fancy tomorrow
Yeah.
yourself, and if it's a blast off merchant at Ascot, just have a word with yourself. That right, 335 is the BetMGM Challenge Cup, 180,000 added handicap. Nick,
Yeah.
it's a lot of prize money. This I thought the big one was the international on the
Yeah, I'll tell
on
you
the
what, some of these
Champions.
7 furlong, if you've got a decent 7 furlong results, you're getting some good prize money in the UK now, I think. You're getting some.
Sure.
7 furlongs a mile, you've got I think the Balmoral's worth a few quid Champions Day. You've got the Bunbury Cup. I tell you, the second half of the season, yeah, it's certainly worth having. As to solving the race is very, very hard. Hickory's win last time out wasn't enough. He only got £3 for that, and it wasn't enough. The Varian one, he won absolutely shit up at Haydock last time, didn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely shit up at Haydock. There's so many in there. And as ever, I haven't got an angle. The back Arcadian thing, I think he's better on good to soft or good now than soft. I don't know if he keeps finding trouble. I did like him early in the year, but he acts on. Native's gone up a lot, and it shouldn't be much of him. Great Acclaim and Mirabeau again. But I can't find an angle in the race. I think the most one likes to run his race is Hickory, but I can't really find an angle.
Hickory nearly made my list, and here's the reason why. You mentioned Fondo Blanca that gagged up at Haddock. Angel Hunters won today at Ascot.
Yeah. I think that Hickory, if I had to have a bet in the race, it would be Hickory.
I think 15-2 current. Again, if you're flimping, bit of each way stuff here.
5
I
places,
think
yeah.
I think that's the way to go. I think Hickory's definitely the one. So yeah, excited for Hickory at that sort of price, especially after you agreeing. These races sometimes aren't my barrow, but I genuinely think Hickory is still well in off 93, and in the form he's in, I think he's got to go well tomorrow. John,
Kelly the One has been backed, and I'm disappointed that it's been backed, but
Hugh Taylor put him up, didn't he?
that explains it.
Hugh Taylor put him up. Yeah, it's whether this is the target or the Balmoral in about 2 weeks' time.
If it takes more than 2 to get him set, Michael Bell's shit. He should be ready now.
Yeah, I mean, I might play a few casts, carry the one Hickory and Mirabeau or something like that. Might play a few casts.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, Redcar. We come on to the big 2-year-old trophy. I've already had my say on the race, and I still say a lot of people playing low draws tomorrow because obviously that's generally been the case for Redcar. I just think that I've not seen a win like this one for a while, and I think I'm willing to go middle to high in terms of straight course runs tomorrow, getting
It
shelter.
blew my window so far open this afternoon. It put my cigarette out.
That's a disaster.
It drove me in the gap.
Yeah.
And before I could get the window shut, my fag was out.
Yeah, a disgrace, John. It's blowing headstones over in that cemetery, I'll tell you. Song of the Clyde heads the market at 5-2. Like I say, I've had my say. Now it's down to you two guys to sort of add to anything else that you like in the race or you think will maybe outrun its odds, perhaps, John?
I fully respect the chance of the Eastery horse with the honorary frog in the plate. But the two I'm interested in, actually, Isle of Fernandez and Exclamation, who I think are the two best suited to the conditions with the best draw.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to chance the draw because I think a crosswind isn't as bad as a headwind at Redcar.
No.
We have the wine lodge, etc., and that big bank and all sorts of things shielding them a bit. And these aren't drawn super low either. I think they could get the right side of one or two horses and get a bit of cover. I think overall, I think you have to take the percentages and play low because just the fucking state of the track, in all honesty.
Well, that's where they've been driving the emergency vehicles for years. They never thought to think, right, I know what we'll do. Race 1 will drive down Stansrail. Race 2 will.
The biggest problem is all winter they hire a steamroller and go up and down that strip just to make sure it's all right for the emergency race.
Is that right?
No.
That would be a great story if that was true, wouldn't it?
But when you look down the track and how shiny it is down that rail, you'd think that's what they were doing.
I could just imagine that'd be a great job, wouldn't it? What'd you do? I'd drive a steamroller at the race course.
Well, I know for a fact if I were Clarker, of course, I'd be doing something like that and not telling anybody before a meeting.
Yeah.
And that'd be it. There'd be some multis going on, Nick, tri-casts up and down
the
country.
Full cast doubles.
Yeah. We'd have it right off. Right, so that's John's view there. Nick, have you any view on it?
Nah.
It's a sit-out one for Nick to finish the season. Is this the last meeting at the local, John? I think you've got one.
No, there's millions as well. It goes until November, honestly.
They prolong the agony, don't they?
I think they've got another 3.
Have you been at all this year, John, to the local?
No.
It must be the first year ever, isn't it?
No, there was last year as well.
Oh, right.
Well, prior to that, I went to nearly every one.
Yeah.
Like everything else, you get sick of it, don't you?
Right, Sunday, Longchamps.
Really?
Longchamps.
We'll cover the first 6. The Boussac, John's already tipped in this.
Yeah, I have.
My opinion was similar to John's in this, actually, in that I thought Green Spirit, the ground really dries up on it. If it's soggy, but if it's a bit soggy, then I'd prefer John's select. But that's how I saw the Boussac. It was simple as that.
Now I'm working on soggy.
The 115 was this the butcher's?
Yeah.
Was it? No, Boussac was the butcher. What was this guy again? This guy was the
knocking shop, Jean-Luc Lagardere.
Yeah. French knocking shop owner Jean-Luc Lagardere, John Banker's Raif, and I've watched Raif run some France Gallop, and there's nothing not to like about this. I agree. Pretty much, I know it's rubbish because it'd be good to have alternate views, but I agree with everything what he said. Puerto Rico, this is just like they're just chucking it in darts. This is like Call Me Clive, isn't it? It's like Clive Britton, just run it, just run them. Yeah, not for me. If I thought there were an outsider that could run well, possibly outrun its odds, it would be Campersite, Jean-Claude Rouget. I just think that one has done everything pretty well so far.
Hell of a French result, wasn't it? Jean-Claude Rouget wins a Jean-Luc Lagardere.
Yeah, somebody like Laura King, I'd love. She'd be moist at that.
Mm-hmm.
The 150 then is Prix Abbey, and Nick's already attacked this race with gusto on the low draws. Disgracefully didn't mention Tom Eves. Awful man, really. But it should be the Tom Eves Prix L'Abbey, shouldn't it, in years to come?
Absolutely.
So, John, what was your thoughts on the Abbey?
I thought Frost at Dawn was an exceptionally good bet at 10 to 1.
So you agree with Nick then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. It's not sort of a klaxon, but it's.
I like that draw bias there. If you're playing,
Stalls 1 to about 7, I'd say.
Yeah, you go any higher than that, you really are putting your dick in a vice, aren't you?
It's as bad as Chester. If I were drawn at Rayevka's stall 19, I think I'd just auto scratch it.
You wouldn't think it was straight, would you?
Weird about it. You shouldn't think it should play out like that, but it just does every year. Yeah. Let's have a look at past winners just on Racing Post site while we're on. At stall 8 last year, Makarova, so single figures. There have been 2 double draw figure winners in the last 10 years, which were Mabs Cross. Gerald Mosse managed to get it across, and Marsha of the Bullfighters stole 12 in 2016. Other than that, it's been 5-2, 3-2, 5-7. Yeah, it's as bad as it is. I don't think market takes enough into account, because if this were Chester, you stole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'd be like
especially when there's very, very little between the ability of these sprinters.
Yeah.
And it's like Haydock, everything. It was a straw bias race, Haydock, with the Sprint Cup, wasn't it? That was it. You run it
How's
again,
this-
swap stalls, you can probably swap the results.
Mental. Anyway, I agree with everything that's said on that so far. Now the biggie, the Arc de Triomphe. Mini Hawk is 4-1 fav. This has to be one of the worst renewals I think I've probably seen in my lifetime. John brought it up on a sermon, which was the worst arc that you can remember. John said Star Appeals 75. Nick, you've not been on a sermon. What was your worst arc field that you can remember?
What was that Godolphin one that won about 2003 or something?
Marion Bad.
Pardon?
Marion Bad.
Marion Bard. That was a
shocker, wasn't it?
That was a shocker of an arc. There's been a few. I mean, Carol House wasn't that great an arc. I mean, bloody hell, that one of Harwood's that was always fucking getting beaten began with a C. I've forgotten now. Was nearly favourite for that. Yeah, that was nearly favourite for that, and that was an awful ponce most of the time. This isn't a great arc, and it's what struck me is that there's not a lot of them who have had big field form, is there?
No.
They must have been poncing around in little fields all year.
Good. I'm going to say, and Jack will hate me for this when he listens because I know he's not a massive fan. But I'm going for Cal Parner at tens.
Yeah, I looked at that. It's just the one she's got a big field to aim at. The only one query about her is she an Ascot filly.
Blaming a Longchamp filly, but look at her form, right? She was second to Whirl at the Curragh when Whirl given a better ride. She was a length behind Callan-Dagan.
The thing with her, Lee, she's only gone to a backable price when that fucking Butty horse beat her in the September Stakes. All year she's been about 5-2 for this.
Oh, I know.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and people view that as below form, but when you analyse how that race was run, 108%. The winner, like, it's absolutely, it was a crawl. It was that, when we used to say, like, remember when, like, our courses used to go for trials, and some of the French were quite shrewd because they'd run it Prix Niel or whatever other one is called. They'd sort of just spin up, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
There'd be 90%. There'd be threes on, and you'd be thinking, "Well, it's got beat at fucking threes on. It's gone." And it's like,
and they'd get awful rides, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, held up last off a crawl, finished fast into second, and it's like.
Do you remember that? I think the worst one was Pantra Celebre in the Prix Niel, I think it was, in '97.
Yeah.
When that was given a shock of a ride and finished thing, it come out and absolutely shit up in the arc.
Dominic Birth.
Yeah. Hello.
Côte de Boeuf.
Daniel Wildenstein wouldn't have been, well, he didn't care because it won the arc, but...
That's where I'm standing. I'm back in Cal Parner in the arc.
Well, funnily enough, that's where that pin landed, because she's finally a backable price.
Well, 10 to 1 each way.
Well, we've got a three-way go then, because that's my bet. I haven't talked to you before this at all.
I know this is like a foghorn, but
it's a foghorn leg on, but nobody's actually put it in the lasses.
No. But I mean, you look at the record of fillies in this race: Blue Stocking, Enable, Trev, like Alpinista for the bullfight. Allez France.
Three Troikers. Detroit.
They're well capable.
Come on,
but obviously, Mini Hawk's a filly. She's fab, but she's boring. 4-1. Other 3-year-olds all that this year.
Don't like her from stall 1.
No,
I prefer 3 or 4.
He'll fuck that, won't he? Yeah.
That's enough arc action, then, I reckon. So we all agree on that one. 350, the Prix de l'Opéra. See the Fire, 11-4 fav. She'd be my choice on a sound surface.
Yeah, we're not getting that.
I'm not so sure I can back her without knowing the full facts. And she's the only bet in the race if it is on top. Good ground, and I'm all over See the Fire. I don't like a bit of slop.
Well, I'm expecting a slop, so you know where I'm going, don't you?
Here we come. I'm ready for this.
Nicorini down the bottom.
Oh, from the Gross and Scheisen stable.
Gross
and Scheisen van Baden.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Nouvelle Schergen and Andras Stark.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think Tampanas, if it's soft, I think she's back to her best distance. I'm not having. I mean, why did they put her in on good to firm ground at Newbury over a mile? That's beyond me.
Is her best distance?
Bob?
Half of these fuckers won't stay for me, and that's why I think this. Raise the black flags high.
Yeah.
I think it's an absolute nailed down job each
You're
way.
you're very forgiving to these Germans, consider they killed up your relatives, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I don't like most of my relatives. How is it?
Oh, right. Yeah.
You could have cleaned us out apart from me, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. But if they did that, there's a small problem. You might not be here.
Oh, yeah, there is that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need to have had your dad
Test tube job.
looking at Gene in the way that he did, John.
It's a test tube job.
Yeah.
Experiment gone badly wrong.
This is an interesting race. 4:25, the Qatar Prix de la Foret. Group 1 affair to finish ITV's shortened coverage this weekend. The budget must be running out. They've spent it all on full Champions Gallop. They've spent it all.
Meg Struck.
Yeah. More Thunder, 11-4. Fab, what are we saying about this race, chaps?
If you backed it from that draw, you want your head tasted.
Do you know what, as well? I was so disappointed because I thought Sajir, I watched that at Deauville last time, and I thought, oh my God, this is he's got this, like, this is boof. Yeah, I was so impressed.
Why is he saying boof?
Dominique Burf. So Sajir, I was all over, and for the same reason, Nick, trap 13. You've seen run, if you look at Longchamp's, it's a sweeping bend. I've noticed the only wide draw winners of the Foret being horses that have been dropped out.
Oh, like, yeah,
you can't. Yeah,
you've got to drop out and just hope for luck.
And you've got to hope for luck and pace. If there's no pace, you beat. And if there's plenty of pace, then you've got every chance, because one master did it for the shirt from a wide draw. There was another one that did it from a wide draw as well. Again, both were seriously dropped out in the rear division. So obviously a pace applied. So that's my thoughts on the race. I can't play for obvious reasons because the best horses aren't drawn well. So
I thought on the ground, if it come up soft, I'd be with Top Gear.
Me as well.
You two on Top Gear to finish. Lovely. Yeah. That's it. Is yours coming by scooter, Nick?
Yeah. Top Gear down the Barleycorn, yeah.
Absolutely. There you go. In trap 2, Barleycorn.
Yeah.
One's been left for Nick before the hammers get hammered or something. Yeah. Stefan Pasquier on Top Gear.
Hello.
For Christopher Head, that's been battering people recently, apparently. I tell you what, I enjoyed doing that, chaps. Thank you for doing this, because we've come up with a few little more bets outside of our best bets that we all agree on. That was good to do. That was really good to do. Hope you enjoyed it. That's all from us. Bye for now.